Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast, the show where we talk about simple, practical ways to stay safe, independent, and confident at home. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist, a certified aging in place specialist, and a dementia care specialist. Come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com, subscribe here and on our YouTube channel, and please share this with someone who needs it. Today, we're talking about hospital discharge because the day you leave the hospital is the most dangerous day of the whole stay, and almost nobody tells you that. Let's take a moment and picture the scene. It's 11 in the morning. Somebody in scrubs you've never met comes in and says the doctor signed off, you're going home today. Everybody in the room exhales. Finally. Then it's a blur, a folder, a wheelchair, a ride. And by 2 o'clock, you're sitting on your own couch in your own house holding a stack of papers you have not read, feeling about 40% of yourself. Now listen, everybody treats that moment like the finish line. It isn't. It's the starting line, and it's the part of the whole hospital stay with the least supervision and the most risk. Because in the hospital there was a bed rail, a call button, somebody checking on you every few hours. At home there's a bath mat and good intentions. And here's the honest part. Nobody hands you that folder because they don't care. They hand it to you because that's the system. The system is built to get you out safely. It is not built to get you home safely. Those are two different jobs, and the second one lands on you. You know, the people I saw come back to the hospital rarely came back because of the thing they went in for. They came back because of something dumb and preventable: a missed pill, a wet floor, a rug. Nobody had eyes on the first 72 hours at home, and 72 hours is where it all happens. The medicine was fine, the plan was fine. The plan just never made it through the front door. Let's deal with the myths, because there are a few good ones. The big one is that if they're sending you home, you must be ready to go home, that the hospital wouldn't discharge you if you couldn't manage. Hey, hospitals are wonderful and I worked in them for years. But discharge means you're medically stable. It does not mean you can climb your porch steps. Nobody at that hospital has seen your porch. Nobody has seen your bathroom, your stairs, your dog, or the fact that your bedroom is on the second floor. They're making a medical decision. You're living a whole house decision. The second myth is that asking questions makes you a difficult patient, that the nurse is busy and you shouldn't slow things down. And I always want to say, do you slow the mechanic down when he says your car is done? Do you ask him what he actually fixed? You're allowed to be the difficult patient. The difficult patient goes home once. The polite one comes back in a week. The last one is that discharge is a moment, something that happens at 11 o'clock on Thursday. It isn't. Discharge starts the day you get admitted, and the families who understand that get a completely different result than the ones who find out on Thursday morning. All right, let's talk about what to actually do. Start with the medicine, because that's where people get hurt. Ask one question and don't leave until you get a real answer. Which of my old pills do I stop taking? Not what's new, what's stopped. Because the hospital gives you a new list, and that new list sits on the counter next to the old bottles, and now somebody is taking two blood pressure pills that have different names and the same job. That is the single most common way this goes wrong, and it takes 45 seconds to prevent. Then ask what warning signs mean, call the doctor, and what warning signs mean, call an ambulance. Two different lists. Get them in writing. Because at 9 on a Saturday night, nobody can think, and a piece of paper on the fridge thinks for you. Ask who you call. An actual human, an actual phone number, not call the office. The office is closed. That's the whole point. Ask for the follow-up appointment before you leave the building. Not the phone number for the appointment. The appointment, on the calendar with a date. The ones that get made later mostly don't get made. And ask this one out loud because it's the one that changes everything. Can somebody from therapy watch me get out of bed, walk to a bathroom, and sit down on a real toilet before I go? Not the demonstration, me doing it. Because if that goes badly in the hospital, it goes badly at home too. The only difference is who's standing there when it does. And then the one I'd put at the top if I could only ask for one thing. Ask for home health. out loud, by name. A nurse, an occupational therapist, a physical therapist coming to the actual house. It is often covered, it is wildly underused, and people don't get it for one reason. Nobody asked. You have to say the words. Say them before the paperwork is done, because after the paperwork is done, everything gets harder. Okay, here are 3 quick tips that cost you nothing. 1. Take a picture of every pill bottle in the house with your phone right now before the hospital stay, and the medicine conversation gets 10 times easier. 2. Bring somebody. Anybody. A second set of ears in that room hears about twice what the patient hears because the patient is tired and just wants to go home. 3. Before you leave the room, ask the nurse to tell you the plan back the other way. Can I say this back to you and you tell me if I've got it wrong? Say it out loud in your own words. That's where you find the hole in it, every time. Let's take a moment on this one, because everything I just said changes. When memory is changing, the folder is not a plan. Handing a person with memory loss a stack of discharge papers is the same as handing them nothing. It's worse than nothing, actually, because now everybody thinks it's handled. So the instructions do not go to the patient, they go to a named person in writing, and that person needs to be in the room or on speakerphone when the nurse explains it. If you're the family, say clearly, out loud, I am the one who gets the instructions. Write my number down, it sounds pushy, do it anyway. And know this, a hospital stay itself can shake somebody's thinking loose for a while. Different room, no sleep, no daylight, strange noises all night. A person can come home more confused than they went in, and it can look permanent when it isn't. Give it a couple of weeks at home in their own bed before anybody makes a big decision about anything. Big decisions made in the first week after a hospital stay are almost always the wrong ones. Then set up the medicine so it doesn't depend on memory at all. A pill box somebody else fills, a pharmacy that packs them by the day, one person in charge of it, not 4 people helping. And here's the part I want family caregivers to really hear. Do not fill the house with new equipment and new rules the day they get home. A person who is already foggy and already frightened does not need a rearranged bathroom on top of it. Fix the actual danger. Leave everything else exactly where it was. The confusion is temporary. The house is the anchor. Don't move the anchor. So what happens once you're actually in the door? Walk the path before anything else. Front door to bed, bed to bathroom, bathroom to chair. Walk it slowly, at night, in the dark, the way it's actually going to happen at 2 in the morning. That walk is where the rug is. That walk is where the cord is. 10 minutes, and you find every single problem in the house. Then move the bed if you have to. I know. I know. But if the bedroom is upstairs and the person coming home can't do stairs yet, then the living room is the bedroom for 3 weeks, and that's the end of it. Nobody negotiates their way out of a staircase. Put the phone on the person, not on the table across the room, in the pocket, on the walker, around the neck. A phone in the other room is a decoration. And plan for the food, because this is the one everybody forgets. Somebody who just got home is not making dinner and is not going to the store. If there's nothing in the house, they will skip meals, and skipping meals is how people get weak and dizzy and end up right back where they started. Handle the food before the ride home, not after. This next thing I'm going to say is for family caregivers. If you can only do one thing, don't drop them off. Stay. Not for a week. For the first 2 hours. Watch them get in the door. Watch them get to the bathroom once. Watch them sit down in their own chair. You will learn more in those 2 hours than the entire discharge folder will ever tell you, and you will catch the thing nobody caught. And you don't have to make a production out of it. You're not supervising. You're just having a cup of coffee and staying a while. So here's what I'd love for you to do. You're not in the hospital right now. Good. That's exactly why this is the right minute. Write down 4 things and stick them somewhere you'll find them. Your medicine list, your doctor's real phone number, the person who should get the instructions if you can't hear them, and the name of somebody who could come pick you up. That's it. That's the whole thing. 4 things on one piece of paper in the kitchen drawer, done today while everything is calm and nothing hurts. because you will not write that list in a hospital room. Nobody ever has. In a hospital room, you just want to go home. This was never really about paperwork. It's about walking back into your own house and staying there. Not going back. Staying. Go write the 4 things. I mean it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really means a lot. If you'd like more practical tips and resources, come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And if you're looking for a professional to help your family age in place safely, you can find one at aginginplacedirectory.com. Please subscribe to the podcast and to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Take good care of yourself, take good care of each other, and I'll see you next time.